In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you over 13 ways to live slowly this summer. Let's get right into it. Okay friends, I am reporting to you from my couch. If you're wondering why, it's because I have the AC going on in the other room, which I usually record in, and I cannot take it off today because we are dealing with 96-degree weather. I think the actual feel is in the hundreds, so we can't take off the AC today, and I hope you don't hear the humming of the AC right now, but it's kind of perfect to segue into talking about summer because summer is officially here. And if you're excited about that, I'm excited for you. Personally, I'm not the hugest fan of summer. Summer is my least favorite season, but we are going to do our best to appreciate and enjoy seasons for what they are and try to make a spin on it so that we can appreciate it in ways that we individually like. And that's what this video is pretty much all about. I talk about seasonal slow living all the time here on the channel, on my blog. I will link a blog post down below that talks all about seasonal slow living in a concise blog post that I think is really easy and accessible and practical. And so if you want any additional information on that, that is always linked down below. But in this video in particular, I'm just going to be sharing some standout things from that blog post in addition to a summer bucket list that I have. It's a free Notion template that I have that has a bunch of ideas in there. It's super customizable. All you have to do is follow the link and then copy it into your own Notion, and then it's yours to do whatever you want with it. But in addition to all of those things, this video is going to have some extra stuff that I think are very, very special about summer, and I think encompasses what we love most about summer. At least I think so. So let's jump right into it. The first thing is, of course, I always talk about this, but it's to create a summer or seasonal bucket list. And I just mentioned that I have one for you already. If you want to steal mine, feel free to steal mine. But if you don't, I do recommend you make your own. And I will emphasize that you shouldn't make a bucket list of summery things to do full of things that you don't actually like to do. So if you're not a summer fan and you're putting down all of these things that you think summer is all about and you know that you're not actually going to enjoy it, it kind of defeats the purpose. So try to look for summery things that you actually might enjoy. Just make sure that your bucket list has a bunch of things that you are looking forward to crossing off the list, of course. Participate in seasonal activities. Now, all of the things I'm about to mention, you can add to your bucket list as well. I feel like the bucket list is kind of like our master list when it comes to seasons. And so use it in that way if it is helpful to you. I definitely do that. But I'm going to start with, I have two categories in this little section here: outdoor stuff and indoor stuff. So outdoor stuff, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad and I have all of this listed down. But vacations or road trips, of course, summer is all about taking vacations, more or less. So I highly encourage you try to schedule in or book a vacation if possible. It doesn't have to be somewhere far and lavish. It can be somewhere just like a road trip away, and that's why I say vacation / road trip, because if you can take a road trip, take a road trip. If you don't have a car, you don't need a car. A lot of places provide like bus pickups, and they're massive coach type buses, and you can go from, you know, state to state, wherever it is. Just look up in your local area what is an option for you, and you can definitely use that to go somewhere new and have a little vacation. No matter what age you are, I think vacations are super important. So, you know, don't devalue that if you're not someone that isn't in school and has an actual summer vacation for multiple months. But the next thing that I have is to go to the beach / lake / pool, somewhere where cool water is. I think it's super refreshing to dip into some nice cool water on a really, really hot day. Today's probably the perfect day to do that. I actually am craving going to the beach. I will try and find my way there this summer. Not sure which one. I live in Jersey now, and I know there are a lot of options for me, but I need to figure that one out. But if you don't have access to a coast and you can't go to the beach, try going to a lake. There are a lot of places that allow you to rent boats for a day or a few hours, and you can head out onto the lake, and there's usually fun things nearby when you're in a lakeside area. So check those out. And a lot of communities, a lot of neighborhoods and towns have pools as well. A lot of places in New York have free pools to just New York residents. So if that applies to my fellow New Yorkers, maybe it'll apply to other people that live in other areas as well. Just look it up and see what is most accessible to you. The next thing is to take cooking outside. Talking about barbecues, talking about grills. I mean, you don't necessarily need to barbecue or grill, but you can simply just take your food outside and sit outside. I am trying to do that as much as possible. I'm trying to have my dinners outside every single day, so long as I don't, sweat into a puddle. Okay, the next thing is fruit picking. Fruit is very, very abundant right now, so it only makes sense to do some fruit picking. And then once you do pick your fruit, maybe it's strawberries or something like that, I highly recommend you make a recipe out of it, because chances are you're going to have a ton of fruit and you're going to need to find ways to pack in a lot of that fruit into dishes so that you're not overwhelmed with wanting to get through the fruit and it not getting ruined, if that makes sense. You could also make jams, by the way. That's another easy way to get a ton of fruit into a small package. Okay, another option is doing a drive-in movie or a movie under the stars. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about drive-in movies. You can literally drive into like a parking lot and there's a projector and you can watch a movie while sitting in your car, munching on some snacks, sipping on a beverage, whatever it may be. It's very nostalgic, it's very, very summery, and it's fun. It's really cool to kind of have that communal experience when it comes to, watching a movie in your cars, because you can chat, you can mingle, and it's a little bit more casual as opposed to sitting in a cramped up movie theater, although, going to a movie in a movie theater is also really fun. And if you've never heard of Movie Under the Stars, it's essentially the same concept. It's, a big projector outside and you're watching a movie in a communal space, but instead of being in your cars, you would kind of have like a picnic outside. You never know, businesses could do that. I remember when I was living in Queens, a diner in the neighborhood did one of these. You'd be surprised at how many establishments will try and do fun things like that. So just look those things up, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, and then the last outdoor thing I have is camping. I couldn't, not include this in the list. Camping is peak summer activity. I would argue that camping is more so a fall activity for me, but if you are trying to go the traditional route, camping in the summertime, more or less you'll find a lake somewhere as well, and that kind of ties into the other option that I talked about. But moving on to the next category, which is indoor. So if you cannot manage to get a vacation booked right now or this season, try doing a staycation. Staycations are low maintenance, they're easy. All you have to do is just dedicate some time and then jot down a bunch of things that you want to do. Your bucket list will be perfect here. And then just head out to your local areas, walking distances, maybe a quick drive away, or maybe just staying inside and getting through that list is going to be so fun and also really, really restorative. We all need the rest, and a staycation is the epitome of rest while also having some fun. Take an interactive class. I'm thinking things like painting, like sip and paint type of things, or a cooking class, or painting ceramics, making ceramics, anything of the sort. Those things are usually done indoors and they're usually with community of people, so it's fun, it's interactive, and there's air conditioning. So if you're not a fan of being outside, this will still ensure that you have some fun while staying cool. You can also attend an event. I'm thinking something like a bookish event, but it can really span across anything: concerts, shows, author meet and greets, celebrity meet and greets, whatever it may be. There are a bunch of events that happen a lot during the summertime because that's when most people are available to attend. So see what's around your area. Once again, you'll never know what your local establishments are doing. So, do a quick Google search and see what people around you are posting. I have also noticed a lot on social media that people have been creating these groups based off of similar interests and then creating like excursions or meetups, and I think that's super, super cool. So, give that a try as well, and when you're looking and doing some research. Okay, the next thing is game night. I love me a game night. Gather your friends into one air-conditioned space. If you don't want to host in a particular home, or if you have an apartment and you can't fit that many people, you can always head to a bar and bring the game with you and your friends with you, and there you go, you have game night at the bar, which is super, super cool, super fun. Maybe you want to actually take this outside. Maybe wait until the evening and bring yourself some lamps or flashlights or string lights, and it'll be cooler in the evening, so you can enjoy game night outside if you can't find an indoor space to host that. And then the last thing, very similar, themed dinners. So while games are not necessarily involved in here, although it could be, you can do these really cool trendy themed dinners that a lot of people are doing online, such as like dinner in Italy kind of vibe, garden picnics or tea time, things like that, and have, you know, one of your friends host it and then maybe take turns and have another one host the next one the next time. But this is a really great way to gather all of your friends during a time where, once again, we're usually all free, and have a lot of fun and make a whole thing out of it, which is something that we should probably all do every once in a while to kind of let loose and have a lot of fun and be creative. Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to mention is take a personal favorite holiday, activity, interest, whatever it may be, and summerify it. So if your favorite thing doesn't necessarily happen in the summer, for example, Halloween is my favorite thing, summerify it and turn it into something such as Summerween. I know Summerween is very widely known now, so I'm using a really popular example, but think about things that you really, really love. Put a twist on it. You just need to get a little bit creative. Think of all of the things that are associated with that interest, and then just put a twist on it. If you need to have it in an air-conditioned space to put the vibe of coolness, do that. If you want to do it in the evening, like I said, and embrace the cool weather during that time of the day, or maybe very early in the morning, or in a particular space that you decorate to give the vibe of whatever it is, do that. And what's really important about doing that, or what's really special about doing that, is that it will help you enjoy seasons that you don't necessarily always love, because now you're associating it with something or an activity that you love during other parts of the year. And so it will make summer, in this particular example, much more enjoyable as the years go on and on, because you have something that you really, really love dearly and is close to your heart to look forward to. Okay, did not realize I was sitting on my feet the entire time, so now my feet are falling asleep, but luckily that was the last thing on my list. So I hope this was inspirational. I hope it got you a little bit excited, a little bit more excited for summer, and if you weren't excited for summer, I hope it gave you some inspiration to get excited for summer. I know it definitely did for me. Once again, not looking forward to days where the AC must be on and it feels like 100 degrees outside, but I'm gonna do my best to make the most out of this season, and I am really looking forward to it. Actually, I am looking forward to beach days, even though I haven't really actively tried to go to the beach in years, and I am looking forward to beach reads, to reading something light and summery, doing a bunch of activities that scream summer in a way that I actually enjoy. And I am considering doing something summer-weeny this year, so I'm really excited, and I hope you are as well, especially if you're a fellow summer hater. I have hope that you'll find something really, really fun to do this season. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget those resources in the description box. We have a blog post. I think we have 2 blog posts: seasonal slow living, summer slow living, and we have that bucket list that has a bunch of ideas in there that you can literally copy and use and add and adjust based off of whatever it is that you want to do. But there are ideas in there as well. I will leave you at that. Happy summer, and I will talk to you in the next video.